prend le système auto ici, monsieur. S'il vous plaît, avancez-vous. De votre tour. Ceux qui veulent participer, avancez-vous au premier rang de grille.
That guy's a weak ass burnout. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. We will see. You stay in it?
Yeah, I drove it the line. A guy didn't get it, the clutch slipped right. And I can tell you the fuel was way rich. Because it was running like shit. I could see it in the airfield. It was like in the tens.
Oh, yeah?
So it's just I wanted to get a good log so I can get a tune-up in it.
Because she was not fast.
No, it felt slow. I don't even know. I don't know what it did for me. I don't even know if it made it.
11:53. If you held her down, 122.
Yeah, it felt like a 122. It'll probably go mid-130s by the time I get the tune dial.
Yeah.
It's plenty fast for four-wheel drums. I mean, I made the first turn off, no issue, but I wouldn't want a hot lap.
Yeah, might want to let the brakes cool off before you do another one. It, you know, it
180, 190.
it went straight, did everything it's supposed to do.
Yeah, actually, no, honestly, for a first pass.
Looks like the traction was fine and everything.
23.
You were like a 750.
Yeah, that's kind of, for a first pass, that's kind of the goal in the car, I think.
It was not fast. My NA small block is not in danger yet.
Well, it is, because your NA small block was slower than that.
No, it was slicks. You're comparing it to street tires.
97, that's kind of, yeah, 180, 160. I can do a lot in 60 foot. For a lot of ETs right there in the 60 foot.
Yeah, my street setup, I don't, like a 60 is about as good as I've been.
To be honest, it went down through the track. All the shifts happened good.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin the clutch.
Yeah.
It drove straight. That was kind of more what I was after.
Yeah, no, it was a good first hit.
97 to 122.
Let's see what the data says.
Picking up 25 through the back. That's kind
Yeah.
of par for the course.
See what the data says.
That mile an hour, I could be high tens, you know, so I mean.
Yeah.
The goal is to get tens. If it goes tens today, that's
10s today. And you were 11 what?
11.5.
You got to make up a lot.
Alright, so a few issues. Number one, up here in green, we got
You're a
TPS.
sissy.
I chicken-footed this deal off the line. And it also created a mean bog. It went from $5,000 to $3,000, and then
I wonder why it would do that, chicken footing it.
I wonder why it would do that chicken
Look at the
footing.
nice reflection in there of you.
Yeah, beautiful young man.
You need to shave.
So it made not very much boost.
What did it make for boost?
155 kPa. That's like, I have the actual standard one down here somewhere. That's not a lot. That's like 5 or 6 pounds of boost. So that might be more of the issue. So let's go into the drag race view. Boost PSI 7.5 pounds. So that's why it was such a dogsicle.
I mean, how much spring do you have in it? Isn't that about all you're going to make?
I would hope it would make a bit more than that. So I only left on 1.5. So I left on 1.5. Second into the shit, held that 1.5 until the RPM came up, and then it built a pretty quick boost curve. So it came up to, it made the 7 pounds. It made the 7 pounds top first gear from the bottom first gear, 18 seconds to 21.5. So 2.5 seconds to actually build the boost in the run. So that's why it was such a,
Well, those turbos are a little large.
that's why it was a punk.
We could give it a little shot.
That being said, I
used to spin them up.
I could give it a bit of RPM to it to leave to get the spinning a bit quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have to ride the clutch. That time I dropped the clutch a little too quick.
Maybe you should try it on the floor first before you actually raise the RPM.
It wasn't far from working, but it wasn't close to working.
Now, when you chicken footed it, how many? Like, what was your percentage there?
75.
You weren't so you were pretty open though.
Yeah, no, it was open enough to do what it had to do.
So it's not going to change it a great deal.
No, it needs. I think it probably needs a bit of RPM to get that to make a little.
I would think maybe
better boost.
By what you're saying. Yeah.
So that being said, I need to figure out what we're gonna do on wastegate spring. Other than that, tune's close. I'll trim a little bit of fuel out of it. Try and get it to leave a little better, and should be the cat's ass, I think.
Well, let's get her done. Pull this thing off. She's got a lot of stuff stuck under that hood, so it needs all the help it can get. Mind you, it doesn't feel super bad. Temps aren't looking real bad, so I think it's doing all right. What's your data say?
I don't know. I have to grab the computer.
We're getting ready to get kicked out of this track if we leave dirt on the track again. So why don't you grab a wrench and beat on the back of this thing, see if you can get the dirt out of it. Because we live on a dirt road and the dirt's been collecting in the back of this car.
They never heard about the dang old field car? I mean...
Yeah, well, they're not impressed with the field car. Most tracks we get thrown out because we're got a 10-second car with no roll bars.
Hey, at least I put seatbelts in it this morning.
But here we're going to get kicked out because we're leaving dirt on the track, so.
We can fix that. I messed up. I forgot to let it hit the RPM cutoff in first.
Well, the backstory, there's a backstory to that. He's trying to copy Grubworm.
I'm trying to copy Grubworm and shift using the RPM drop method. So my first second, I was fiddling with where I wanted to put my fingers on the shifter. I got completely messed up. Anyhow, I did a 1-2 shift normally, which is fine. Then when it came to the 2-3 shift, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it that way. Took me a second to hit. I was like, oh, bang, hit the shift. It worked beautifully. It actually, so the quicker I can react to it, and I think I could almost load the shifter.
That'll be good.
And then let it come out. So once it hit the shift, it was perfect. And then I don't really know what happened, but the next RPM cut came really quick, and I pulled it just instinctually.
But the downside of this thing is it kicks the belt off when it hits the chip. So trying to hit the chip to shift it ain't going to work.
So no, that's
going to have to go back to plan A, shift it.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid knocking the clutch out of the car by using the limiter to shift it.
I have shifted my Pro Shift though without lifting.
This one won't come out of gear.
It won't come out of gear, eh? Well,
no,
then you're going to have to tweak the clutch or breathe it, one or the other.
Yeah, so anyway.
Make your choice and live with it.
I got to do something. I want to look at the data. I just ran 1125, but I was down 4 miles an hour, and I was up 7 miles an hour.
We got to put the belt bag on it.
So really, I was down 15 miles an hour.
You were 704, I think, to the 8.
Yeah, it was running pretty well, and it was 96 or 97, which is just a product of no boost, and you can't really leave super great. So I mean, it was 90 the first time, 97 that time. So we're going in the right direction. And then
We're gonna need the 85 to be able to boost a little more to beat the old man.
I mean, I think we just need a wastegate spring.
Wow. Do you think you can boost it more and make the motor live on gas?
7 pounds ain't gonna hurt it, you know what I mean? I mean, even 10 is fine. Like, it's not ideal, but it's fine.
I'm gonna work on that dirt here for a minute and then see what I can do with that. And then
I'm gonna look and see what
look at data. I'll come back. Once you figure data, I'll come back and you can show us all.
Alright, so look at this is what happened. Right here, we're on the 2-step. All this here. $5,000. We came up to 3 pounds of boost. I dropped the clutch. It immediately went to 6,500. It held it for from 37,141 to 38.0. So 9/10 of a second, it slipped the shit out of the clutch. It finally hooked, came back down to 5,100, came out, bang, 1-2 shift happened. I lifted for it, went fine. The next shift, the RPM drop happened, went fine. I'm running through 3rd gear, and all of a sudden it goes ying vertically. And this is concerning.
It smells bad behind the car.
And this is concerning. So I think we should stop before it doesn't move anymore.
That's what I mean, it smells bad.
It smells.
You got to remember, our history with fiber clutches at the track has not been real good.
It looks like it's continuing to not be good.
Yeah,
I think we could go get an ice cream cone.
Well, I told you maybe if we're going to leave it, get it to drive on the trailer, we should stop.
Maybe we should go get an ice cream cone. Hey, car went 11.2 first time at the
Or
track.
we blow it up in spectacular fashion for a good video.
Yeah, we could destroy the clutch too. I mean,
But that's not a very exciting video, so.
no. 56
Um,
Chevy blows a clutch at the track.
Yeah.
So surprising.
Yeah, I'm thinking if we want to drive it down to watch fireworks tonight, we should stop.
Yeah, let's just not say we didn't. Yeah. And enjoy the car this evening.
Yep.
So.
Because it smells in the trunk.
I mean, I went in 11.2 with a slipping clutch, and like weird.
I do think you should order a new sintered bronze disc.
So I mean, needless to say, I think next time out at the track, this is a very high tens capable on pump gas pump like.
I'd say it is.
Which I think is a win. Like
yep.
In street trim where you can floor it and have that kind of.
But we've never got a typical fiber clutch into the tens. We never have. True story though.
Well, we can try again. I mean, it probably...
Yeah, we're gonna have the same result every time we tried it. We've got that 11.5 with your other car there is about.
I've gone fat. No, I went 11.18 with my other car on a fiber clutch. One pass.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's kind of.
It's what they do.
That's kind of our. That's our breakage point.
But these cars are heavy too. Like my other car is 3750. This one's probably 4,000.
Because like I mean, the slippers we really haven't had any trouble, and the sintered bronzes they are a little tough on pressure plates and flywheels, but we have not had any trouble with them. You know, they've toughed it real good.
Probably slap one of those in there with a washer under this one washer.
Yeah, we always wash it. I two washered. But we never street drove them like that. I don't know.
I'll probably do one washer, and if it wears in a bit, it'll just get better with time. I mean, the first one, it went from what, 92 miles an hour to 122 or something like that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it picked up like good miles.
You went out the back slower on this last pass, right?
Yeah, it slipped the clutch and stuff. So
what was your mile an hour top of the last one?
119 on the last one. It was 122 on the first. Okay, no, I was 97 the first time, and then that one was 96. So my shift fuck up happened before that. 416 330 versus a 504. Jesus, so
you're a lot faster than
461. Sorry, but 461, I was 0.4 faster to the 330.
Wow, yeah.
So I mean, if that just if that just transferred
If you just
over,
held that, you were
if I
going to
just
run
held that, it would have run way quicker.
11:10, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it would have gone quicker than
Which
that.
it's
too.
going to multiply. I mean, you easily were on a 10-second pass. I would
7:56 to 7:13. So even though I had that screw up, it still gave me 4/10, more than 4/10 to the 660.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that was. If it wasn't a 10, it was going to be
an 11:0.
11.
Yeah. I think that was a high 10-second run, really. And it just kind of.
So we can name this one the limitations of fiber clutches.
And wastegate springs. Evidently, we didn't need more wastegate springs.
You didn't need more weight. You didn't need more horsepower.
Evidently, I didn't need more wastegate springs.
You needed more. Well, I assumed it when we loaded it today. It was slicks on it. I figured that clutch. I told you.
Me too. Because I mean, the engine is a good piece. Yeah. The tranny's a good piece. The drive shaft's a good piece. The diff's a good piece.
Oh, it's a nice working setup.
The only piece of this puzzle that's a big old
shit
pile
is a
of
clutch.
shit, that clutch. Yeah. And it's got a good flywheel. It's got a good pressure ring. The only thing that was a compromise was that was a disc we had in the barn off God knows what.
Is this flywheel drilled for a slipper?
I don't know. I can drill it on the milling.
Yeah.
Like I can put it on the dividing head and drill it.
I almost thought it was, but it's a billet flywheel.
I can drill it on the milling machine. It'll take me an hour.
Yeah, I think honestly, if you drive it a lot, I would probably just put a centric bronze in it.
I can kind of doctor the pedal at the track and make it happen. I mean, if it'll go 10s like this, you put it on alcohol, I mean, it's gonna rip. Like, I mean, we're on 7 pounds of boost, man. Like, I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah, no.
Should have gone 125, 126 miles an hour, which is 10s all day.
Hey, I'm not surprised at all today. No. It's about we had that friggin' wall with fiber clutches. That's all there is to it.
But what did we say? It said honestly, either the car is going to do well. We thought it was going to work with the other wastegate springs, so I said it's probably going to go 10s.
Street Racing Channel, all those guys get pissy whenever we comment they need a slipper clutch in their manual shit. And yet,
damn slipper clutch.
And they keep doing the same thing we just did today. We know it because we've done it.
Tony and Tess are bad for it. Like, I don't know how
they smoke those clutches every freaking time they go to the track. We just did the same thing. And I know you may get lucky and make a 10-second hit once in a while if your stuff is right in.
If everything's perfect, if the stars align.
But you're gonna smoke those clutches. They just will not do it. That's horse shit trying to do that.
99% of the time, they fuck up every time.
Yeah. This one is better than some because we can still drive it on the trailer. It's not so smoked it won't drive.
God, that Mustang sounds awful.
Yeah, well, it's a Mustang.
Yeah, hot.
It's an X pipe, Brian. It's an X pipe. Sounds like crap.
We're gonna put this back on before we go anywhere. Throw this in the truck.
You could just put it on when it's cool at home too.
That's what I'm fixing. I was fixing to drive it onto the ROMs there.
All right. You want to put your air filters back on it before it? What? Well, might as well put the filters on before we haul it.
Yeah, good idea.
There's one thing to keep in mind when we're talking about that 11-second window with a fiber clutch. We're talking about in a heavy car. I'm sure you can do better if you've got a Vega or a Camaro or something.
Fox or something like that.
Mustang, something, whatever, but I mean...
we should grab our scales out of the house to finish off this video.
Weigh it, yeah.
I want to know how much this car weighs, because we have 110, 120 pounds of turbo.
Honestly, to finish this video, we could pull the clutch disc and weigh the car. And that's, you know...
I'd like to know. I'd like to know what it weighs.
It's going to weigh 3,550 pounds.
It's going to weigh more than that.
Nope.
Guarantee you with that LS, the block's 250.
These are 3,400 pound stock.
Guarantee you this car's going to weigh all of 3,800 pounds.
How much?
This car will weigh all of 3,800.
It ain't going to roll bar or nothing. Your other cars.
Bet you this car will weigh all of 3,800 pounds.
Oh, how much are you betting?
I don't know. I hope I'm wrong.
I'll take some of your money.
I hope I'm wrong.
I'll take some of your money.
What's it going to weigh?
3,550. I just said it.
3,550? Are we doing like Price is Right rules?
No.
Oh.
We're doing closest one gets it.
Okay, if you're going to say 3,550, I'm going to say 3,750. We're going to see who the hell is closer.
And how much are we putting on this?
50 bucks?
50 bucks. You bet. 50 bucks.
All
gonna weigh it. Get your $50 out.
I mean, it's in my pocket.
Get your $50 out. Put it on the counter here.
I'm good for it.
Come on. There's mine.
Oh, gosh, dang it. Brother.
First man that's right runs away with it.
All right.
So you were $37.50 and I was $35.50.
So over $36.50, it's me. Under $36.50, it's you.
There you go.
There's one end of it. What's that one end weigh so
I'm not
far?
telling you yet. You just go ahead and jack the front up.
I'm just curious.
Oh, look, and share it with the studio audience. And the number is...
Now I'm curious.
I was wrong.
Oh no, how bad is it?
It's $35.95.
Damn, you were close. You still win.
I do. I missed it by 45 pounds.
$35.95. It's very even. Holy
What is the distribution? 53.46?
Yeah, but look at the corner to corner. It's like within like a couple pounds.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That right front's a little heavy.
Just curious to roll a little bit just to free up any.
Has it stayed the same? More
A
or
little
less.
lighter. No, it's going back. 35.94. 35.92.
53.5 on the front.
I'll just take this money. Dang it. Hey, don't bet against the old man. He knows what he's talking about sometimes.
Curious if that rear weight bias stays the same when
Do it again.
No, that's what it is. It's settled shock now
It's 46.
on the rear.
46.41, 53,
Here's the real
51.
question, because I'm used to weighing my other one. My other one was 38.50 with me and lead.
Yeah.
My other car weighs 37.50, no ballast with me. And I'm a fat
What are you, 240?
250 around.
So you're 38.
It'll be 3,800 and something. It'll be very similar to my
You'll make your number you were wanting it to weigh.
That's kind of what I thought was 38 race weight kind of thing. What's that?
38, settling, 38.40, 38.41.
What did it do to corner to corner?
So front to rear, it's the same, 53 and 46. Your left front is now heavier than your right front, which it wasn't. But it's not terrible. It's like a 1064 versus 985.
Oh, wow.
And rear is 937 and 854.
Not that bad.
No.
I
No.
thought it would be worse than that, actually.
Yeah. So one way to make the car a tenth faster is to stay away from the frickin' cheeseburgers.
Yeah, old Sid McCamus wouldn't be proud of me going to the concession stands.
No. 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 You can spend a lot of money trying to reduce weight, or you can save money trying to reduce weight. Which will it be?
If it stays this warm outside, I'm going to naturally
Titanium bolts or
Thai
less cheeseburgers?
or cheeseburger.
You make the choice. Yeah. Oh well. Hey, I'm glad I won $50 today.
So 11.2 with a slipping clutch at 38.50
With you in it, yeah.
with me in it.
Yep. Yep.
That's not awful.
No.
I'm not offended by that.
No. So I
Like
mean,
on pump gas?
that's about the same race weights we got with the other car.
So, and what's your car race weight? Your car was 36.
Well, plus me there. It was,
So
you know,
wasn't your car was a bit lighter?
whatever your registration says on this car is what my car weighs because I weighed my car.
My Reggie says 1,600 kilos.
So times 2.2.
2.2.
Yeah.
So quick math, 3,400 pounds about.
Yeah. I think it was 35
I
something.
think your car was 35 something when we checked it.
Yeah.
Regardless, your car, your race weight with you versus my car with me, I'm probably 150 pounds heavier.
About 100 probably.
That's within a It's a fairly small margin. Huh?
My car's a touch lighter because it doesn't have turbos, and then
I think
I'm 40 pounds lighter. So.
I think it's really turbos and then our weight difference.
Yep.
To be honest with you, as much as you're saying that thing hasn't dropped out, it's made a wear mark on the upper table on that bump stop. I forgot that bump stop's on the frame.
Oh.
We need to knock
That's
those.
probably why.
We need to take those bump stops out of there, and this thing would travel way more.
That would help.
That's 3 inches of travel right there.
Well,
About, honestly, on this.
Yeah, it might be because the bump stop's in a ways from the.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I wonder if we could bleed on those, but we probably don't need full extension right now.
I'm thinking we need to do a little. We need to go down to the clutch selection,
It smells bad under.
and we need to do a little show and tell.
Yeah. Tell why you don't do what we did,
Yep.
and show why it fucks up.
And why people have trouble racing manuals? Because I mean, honestly, there's no reason to have that much trouble racing manuals.
No.
There is a way to get around it, and sometimes it's easier than playing musical torque converters. So
No, and honestly, everybody, manuals suck. The only reason people say that is because of doing it the wrong way and fighting.
well, we did it the wrong way for years, and we learned.
Yeah.
And we just tried to do exactly the same thing again, and no surprise. I mean, I didn't necessarily learn
I knew
anything
what
because
it was.
I expected it, but
Me, it was just me being lazy that didn't, go immediately and
but we are literally we're right at that same
the same time.
same speed time window that we had failure before.
Exact same threshold.
So I would say if you got a 2,500 pound car, going 10s probably ain't a problem on a organic clutch. If you've got a 3,800 pound car that's a little heavy through the wind, it's a problem going 10 seconds on a organic clutch, But I mean, you're still going to be limited. I don't give a shit what you have. Like you're not probably going to go 9s with a 2,500 pound car on an organic clutch. You may get 1 or 2 hits out of it, but you ain't going to get a race day out of it.
Yeah, I think if we would have made first hit with this, we would have gone 10s on it.
Yeah.
I mean, but that would be.
Yeah, I mean it was hotter second hit, so like the clutch was hotter.
That's of course everything's perfect. The stars have aligned.
You have a problem there, Junior?
Yeah, I really do. I have a hammer. I mean, I should probably get this.
I guess the jack will not go down there.
Hey, my trip garage noises aren't working. I actually need a hitting stick.
Hitting stick. Here you go. Big fancy ass Nomar. Pound the snot out of it. Yeah. So that's the deal.
Come on.
Yeah, we'll look at some clutches after and we'll figure it out.
Is it clutch time?
It's clutch time. It's clutch time. So here's the thing. Now we've blown up a lot of clutches learning. We did this for a long time when everybody said we couldn't. We did it till we figured out how we could. This is a standard, clutch everybody sees all the time. What we do on these things, it seems like in these cars when we get up, when we start knocking on that 10-second door, we get them hot. They slip. We get them hot. Usually what happens is we don't have data, so we go make another run. And we get them hot enough that they come apart. Next trip, they come apart. You lay into them.
We were one trip, one clutch push away from having fiber inside the bell housing.
And I mean, when I say like fiber in the bell housing, they're stripped.
I have a photo we can attach of a fully
I
stripped
think
one.
we actually do, yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just nothing but paddles and no rivets, and it's dead. So we've scrapped. These. We've also scrapped these bad boys that have the ceramic on one side or the buttons on one side, whatever they're made out of, and regular material on the other. This disc, I don't know. Maybe this disc would live. I'm
Yeah,
not
that
sure.
one's like a Kevlar, a dual-sided Kevlar paddle clutch.
It says dual.
It's Kevlar, that one.
Center force dual. Anyway, this bad boy might survive.
We don't know.
That is a LS flywheel that's there with it too, center force. I mean, you could try it if you
You mean pressure? Yeah, pressure plate.
first blade. Made
Yeah.
for that flywheel of yours.
Yep.
So I think, yeah, your mother's had the step and they couldn't use it.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility. But might live, might not. I don't know. I've never tried one.
Yeah, who would know? Yeah. How would we know?
These we've tried a lot. This is a sintered bronze. This one's a sprung center, which as you can see, after a while,
That's the part that ever gives up.
But
Is
that took shit for a long time.
Yeah.
That disc.
Yeah.
Like it did give up, but we beat the snot out of it for years.
Yeah. Now keep
Welded
in
it
mind.
up with new bolts and then beat the snot out of it again.
Yeah, it wallowed the bolts out was the first thing
Yeah.
it did.
So I mean, like it's.
But that's
season
any
open.
sprung hub clutch. You're gonna have a limitation on a sprung hub
Now
clutch.
this is a poor man's slipper clutch because what we do with these, we space out with a few washers the pressure plate, and so we put a little less pressure on them. And these bad boys live a long time. Not adjustable, but they live a long time. And you can we won a bunch of races with that.
Sure, we did.
So then there's the slipper, and the slipper. This is a sintered bronze, and this is a sintered iron. And needless to say, if it ain't a sintered disc, we broke them.
Yeah.
We haven't broke these actually. Solid center ones, we've never broke one of these. And as I say, this one, but this is after a lot of trips. We did hurt the center. These ones, I mean, after a while they're going to wear out, but we've never actually worn one out. And the pressure plate. So of course the advantage, this is the actual slipper pressure plate. The
Also,
advantage-
that's a segmented disc. So if you wear your ring out, because that material is very
abrasive.
you can change out your
You can change your segments.
Yep.
And if you have the aluminum flywheel, you can also change your.
your center in that.
So then this bad boy is adjustable. So you can add weight to it. So at RPM, you're going to lock the clutch up more because this is a very low pressure plate. So RPM will lock it with the weights, and you can set your preload on these bad boys. And you can set this thing to work. If you got a bad track one day, you can loosen it up a little bit. If you got a really good track and you want to go fast, you can tighten it up until you wheelie, whatever.
Whatever you gotta do.
But I mean, like you can play with this, and you can actually.
And that clutch is good for the single disc like that. We've made 1500 horse on my other car before it was an issue.
Yeah, we did. And then we had to go to.
Then we had to go to a multi-disc. It wasn't that it was any issue. It just wouldn't
put it
go
this way,
faster.
we tightened it up enough to where it wasn't going to slip. We didn't have a slipper clutch anymore.
Right.
Like we couldn't. You'll see these; they're pretty nice on the graph. You'll watch them; they'll lock in over time. RPM, and so you've got that nice smooth deal where she slips until you hit that RPM, and then off you go. Heat doesn't bother these. You can get them hot as hell. They're even pretty consistent hot. It's quite surprising. Like this is the way to go, really, in the real world. If you're going to drive it on the street and you've got it set up to slip, though, you got to crawl under it and tighten your preload or hang a shit ton of weight on it. One or the other.
So I mean, not necessarily. If you got like a street car, you're doing some street strip action. It makes a lot of power. This is probably your guy.
But you'll never be as fast with this.
No, never.
Because this is not adjustable.
If you're doing drag week, pick that one.
Unless you're awesome on that clutch pedal,
Yeah.
you're just
never do
a
it.
clutch pedal god, and you can slip it just right. Well, you can probably do it with this. But this son of a gun here is like round after round after round, consistent 60-foot times, boom, 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 boom. And hell, we don't touch them. Everybody worries about servicing clutch. Honest to God, we screw around more with customers' torque converters than we ever have with our clutches. Once they're in there and set where we want them, they're perfect. We really don't mess with them much. Really at the track, when we first put them in the car, we play around a bunch with preload until we get them where we like them. And then we almost never change that. We pretty much just do weight. And that's, and then we don't even change that often.
No.
But if we,
It does every 10 passes or so. Usually you're kind of into like, on my car, but mine's an outlier too. It makes like
really,
retarded horsepower and
killing. But when we were bracket racing,
yeah,
we almost never touched that thing. Once we get it where we wanted it.
no, that's it. And then whenever we went to service anything else, if we went to service the trans or whatever, we'd take it off. We'd reset our height because your disc does wear down over time.
You measure them through this hole. These you measure through this hole.
Yep.
And there's a prescribed height. I mean, that's it. Just maintain that. So you'll stack these spacers in there to get your
there's a little
prescribed
spacer.
height.
There's little shims.
As your disc wears, you just you can take out shims. That's it.
My triple disc like that, I have actually like adjustable sleeves
spans.
that the thing sits on, but that's the more basic.
But I mean, this is if you want to be successful racing manual, this is the way. It takes all kinds of shit off your tranny too, because like this, when you shift it, it's bang, it's in right away. Whereas this one, if you've got your weights just right, you could actually have a touch of slip when you shift. It unloads your tranny, it saves your rear end, saves your drive shaft, saves your U-joints. You don't break anywhere near the shit you break with a clutch that locks immediately. So you end up, guys talking about breakage, you can end up We really didn't break any more than the automatic guys broke with a slipper.
We haven't broken a single driveline part, I don't think, since
we went slipper. No, we broke a shitload of stuff before that.
I don't think. What have we broken since we went slipper?
We twisted off all the bolts off the rear end.
Yeah, I broke 12 ringer bolts off. Yep. Yep.
You did do that.
I broke the teeth off it too.
Yeah. We had
that was at the same time, same incident.
Yeah, it was, and that was an old set of gears, and it's been there a long time, and it was really just regular grade 8 bolts. It wasn't. Like,
yeah, no, it was not.
It was nothing
fancy,
special,
nothing.
but I'm half tempted to try that thing, see if it would work.
Yeah.
If we don't want to go slipper.
I mean, it would take us like an hour to put it in.
Yeah.
It's a very short job.
If we don't want to go slipper, maybe that's the way to go. I don't know.
I mean, or we order the $200 unsprung one, and
or you do, or yeah,
try it. I mean,
you order this.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah. I don't know if anybody out there has got experience with these.
The carbon or like the
trying to actually put real power to them.
Kevlar, yeah, Kevlar clutches. Are they good?
And if you get them really hot, do they come unbonded after, or do they survive? Because these are questions I don't have an answer to. Because this is
also the main thing for me is how well does it recover? Because that centered clutch, you can slip the clutch,
yep.
and it's gonna grip like.
Yep. It'll grab and go.
Whenever it has pressure on it, it's grabbing. Like the only time it's gonna slip is if you want it to slip.
These suckers here, I just don't know the answer. Like I don't know what they do.
Like my organic clutch, the problem is we gave it enough RPM, it slipped off the line, which isn't a bad thing. It needs to slip to be fast. But then after that, it had too much heat in the clutch and just zing, lost the clutch, smoked the clutch. So it's kind of, we can't have that.
This thing smells a little clutchy.
Still.
But yeah, so those are the clutch choices. This is, to me, the way to go. If you want to race with a manual, do this. If you want to race on the cheap, we've done it a lot, is do this and space pressure plate.
Yep.
And these live too. And this other stuff is the unknown. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. This is an unknown for me. This is a known.
Yeah, we know those are junk.
And I've done this with the dual friction, the same thing. If I've got this, it's going to fly off.
Yeah, if you got an organic side, it's done, dude.
Yeah, and like we toasted them. Every time we get to that, that pressure point,
yeah,
they're gone.
Like 1150 and less, an organic is screwed. Like,
yep.
Every single time.
Live to 1150 seems like.
Yeah. Very, very consistently too.
They seem to live, in this weight of a car.
Yeah.
They seem to live fine. You can race and raise hell. I always did, and I always thought there's no problem with clutches, but then I found out we had more horsepower. There was a problem with clutches. But I'd recommend this. If anybody can swing it, you don't mind tightening it up to do your street drive, I'd say this is the way to go. And honestly, all you do have to do is, if you've got a good bell housing you can get in there, you just tighten these springs all down. And that's it.
Yep. It's a street clutch then.
There's 7 turns in them. You don't want to slack them off all the way because you got to keep some threads in your bolts. So like, if you just got to know how many turns you're in, that's all.
Yep.
Or just crank them down until they're tight. Mark that in your book so when you get back to the next track, you can just put it back, So crank them all the way in, loosen it all the way, and then crank it out 6 turns, and you're tight. And it does. It locks. It drives just like a street clutch if you do that. Normally, unless you've got.
They actually push really easy and stuff too.
They do.
They're very well mannered.
I drive mine on the street. I actually like it. It goes good.
The only thing you need on that's a little different is it's a special throat bearing that's got a bigger surface, because your distance here to here is different than a diaphragm clutch. Yeah, 100%.
The funny part with these is if you've got your race car set up nice, and you'll go cruise it around the pits, and you'll just step on it at low RPM. If you're up a few gears, it'll slip. It'll sound just like a torque converter. You swear you had a torque converter in it.
Yep.
And it really doesn't seem to hurt them at all. Like
they really don't care.
They're made to do it. They don't get balky at all. So let's put all this stuff away and go.
So now we're going to use it as a street car, its intended purpose. Yep. So it's hurt the clutch, but not so much as we can't drive it. So
you need to ride in it. Don't let your boy kill you. So we're going to go street carring now. Actual street carring.
Sorry, Mom. That's from our laptop.
The dirty deer?
Yeah.
It's a 56 Chevy, Mom.
Okay.
Probably don't want to sit in this back seat anyway. Lord knows what he's done back here. Can't find him, grind him.
Come out.
I do.
We go to America. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
watch U.S. fireworks come out. It's very late for fireworks. I don't quite understand it. What the hell day is it today? It's like the 15th or something? Let's survive. You want a turbo, Mom?
Huh?
You want a turbo?
Absolutely. Awesome.
Does cruise down the road pretty good though.
Great.
Air fuel and everything looks quite nice cruising.
Oh, it goes great, honestly.
Amazing it's that smooth and nice on the road, and then you know has right with this tune will run 10s. I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's definitely a different world than than my car.
Yeah. Yeah, because honestly, like this, you got another gear to throw in and you can road trip the car.
Yeah, if you had overdrive, you'd be gold, wouldn't you?
You can go to Florida with it if you wanted.
Yeah. That'd be worth it to do a TKX or something, I think.
It'd be cool to do a drag and drive with it.
Yeah. They'd make us put a roll cage in it though, because they wouldn't tolerate what we're doing.
Run an 8, coasting like. It would ruin this car to put a cage in it. Absolutely ruin it.
Brian lined us up a race.
We got a
Old Susie.
How much money are you putting on this race, Brian?
660 cc's again.
660 cc's of high-speed machine.
Well, mine's only 6,000 cc's, so I mean.
It's probably 10 times as fast too.